Good morning and welcome back to it, guys. Another event to add to your calendars happening on April 27th. We are headed to the National Cycling Velodrome for the first Lego League National Championship. And this morning, to tell me more about the event, we have Christopher Prout, the Creative Design Lab Coordinator, and Mr. Rhonda Liverpool, the Project Officer. I do not know why I'm mixing up my words, gentlemen. It's the excitement, but good morning and welcome to the show. Now, before we get into the conversation, let me make the distinction that with thousands of participants, over 3,700 participants and multiple countries involved, this is certainly not an inaugural event. The name of the entity that hosts the Lego League is actually FIRST.
Yes, so FIRST is actually an acronym for the inspiration and recognition of science and technology. Apt,
because when we talk about robotics, we know that we are talking about STEM and, well, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So that this ultimately is meant to introduce youngsters to what exactly, Mr. Prout? Let's get into the meat of the matter. What exactly is FIRST Lego League?
Right, so FIRST Lego League is basically a robotics competition which looks to engage students in an activity which incorporates not only critical thinking but problem solving. To achieve this, they've targeted three main areas, which is the research project. So the competition is themed every year. This year is Masterpiece, where it looks at persons and their creativity. So they have to identify a problem and develop a solution, and then they have to present that on the day of the national championship. They also have a robot game where they have to design a robot to complete various challenges. And this is where they show their teamwork and how well they can work together and assign different tasks. They also have core values, and this deals with two main aspects, which is gracious professionalism and competition. So throughout the competition, they want to ensure that the teams and the members are always cooperating and working with others, even though it is a competition.
Right. That grace is so important, and I really am pleased that it's incorporated, because a lot of the times when we think STEM, when we think science, technology, math, we don't necessarily think of the human aspect. It's digits, it's mechanics. So Ronald, tell me, in terms of being the project officer, what sorts of findings you've experienced with these students participating? Do we see that grace easily?
Well, what I like about the FIRST Lego League competition is that it's not just a one-day experience. So the students actually are given a minimum of 8-week period to prepare for that competition. So all now they are preparing as teams, designing their robots to solve these different missions that they would have to solve on the day itself, come up with their projects and so forth. So it may be a bit challenging at first, but the students going through this process actually enable them to help us achieve our goal as an organization promoting STEM in Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, that's not easily done because it generally is intimidating when you start talking about numbers and science. I know I chose languages specifically to avoid it, but that means that we usually see more gentlemen more than ladies. Is that still the case, Mr. Prout? Do we still have a larger number of boys versus girls?
I would think no, because you're actually seeing more girls involved in the competition.
Nice.
So you're seeing more girls getting involved in STEM-related activity, but actually right now it's even moved on to STREAM, where they're actually including research and the arts. So whereas persons looked at STEM as, I would say, a mountain that was unattainable, now persons are looking at it, even someone who's in the creative industry, someone who's cooking, someone who's making clothes, that also includes some part of STEM with it. So I'm seeing it's more engaging for persons to get involved. And the fact that the competition partners with Lego, it's something relatable. Everyone's played with Lego, they've seen Lego, so it gives you that familiarity and now includes those critical thinking and problem-solving activities to engage persons.
Sounds beautiful. And in that case, you would have partnered also with a number of entities locally. I noticed that Nehurst and Shell are a big part of things. And so who are some of the other partners in this initiative thus far?
So firstly, I would like to thank Shell for being really a long-term supporter of Nehurst and its initiatives. So Shell, our platinum sponsor, Trinidad and Tobago. We also have support from Massey Foundation, as well as Republic Bank, the Power to Make a Difference, and our in-kind sponsor, Caribbean Airlines. And of course, we could not have achieved or implement this program without the support of our line ministry, the Ministry of Education, who has been our line ministry as a state agency.
Beautiful, beautiful. So it sounds like we have a very well-rounded group of entities coming together to make this happen. But let's just describe it in layman's then.
Okay.
The tournament, you told me, has multiple parts to it,
Yeah.
multiple days as well. And so when we talk about persons being a part of it, there's also the attending part of it where you could view things. Describe to me what it looks like on the 27th, particularly, Rhonda.
So it's actually a one-day tournament, right? It's a entire tournament from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. There are currently 23 teams registered to participate, with teams reaching a maximum of 10 students. So that's about 200 plus students that will be there participating on the day.
A lot of kids.
What attendees can look forward to, they would get, of course, a first-hand experience of viewing the robotics competition. So you'll get up close and personal, seeing the creative designs that the students come up with. There are also booths available for the teams to allow them to present their presentations to attendees as well, so they get to ask questions. And of course, NEHUS being a science institution, we will be bringing along some of our in-house science exhibits as additional activities for the public to participate and see as well. So it's a jam-packed day for the entire day. Come out with your family and friends, and you'll have a lot to do and see as well.
Sounds like we should pack a bag and get ready because they're going to be there all day. But does that mean there's any sort of registration or any sort of, for individuals who want to view that is, Christopher?
No, I think on the date it's open to the public.
Right.
The only registration would have been when teams would have been registering for the competition.
Well in advance.
Yeah. But apart from that, it's open. We encourage persons to come on the day of the tournament so they could see how persons are participating in it, and they could share their experiences as well.
Speaking of sharing experiences, you brought a bit of a sample, is it?
Yes,
of an example of problem solving. So what do we have here?
Right, so this is actually one of the challenges that the teams would have to work on. So the mat basically has around 13 challenges that the teams would have to compete on. So this one actually represents 2 challenges. So this is called the music concert, and it's light and sound. So the teams would have to program a robot to actually move this lever to bring down the lights, and the other one would be to adjust the speakers. And the other, so that was mission 6. On mission 7, they would have the hologram performer, where they will have to take the robot to push this lever and turn the performer to face this way. So it's very engaging in terms of actually designing something to complete these challenges, and that gives the participants that opportunity to engage themselves in some critical thinking and problem solving. Now, along with the competition, they have a coach or a mentor, and this person is there to provide guidance for the teams. So in most cases, persons, when you tell them they'll be a coach or a mentor, they sometimes feel it's intimidating. I may not know as much about the competition or robotics to teach persons, but what we tell them is that it's really meant for you to be a guide. You're going to learn as much as the students throughout the whole process. So it's more of you following them as well as you leading them to complete the challenges as well.
And in some cases as well, we've heard where the coaches actually learn from the students through the process itself. So.
Yeah, because innovative ideas don't touch, so they're thinking very strategically. Tell me then, how does one become a coach?
Right, so a coach basically is someone who is, when the team is registering, they would register themselves to be the coach or the mentor of the team. Now, you can have persons who are, I would say, key partners with the team, meaning that as this team is dealing with the creative arts and stuff like that, and creativity, you may want, and depending on what your research project is about, you may want to reach out to stakeholders in order to get more information for your project. So it's always advised for persons to look at persons near the community so that they can involve the community in it as well.
This is an incredible initiative that stands to give so much, not just to the individuals participating, but for those who are volunteering their time or even just viewing. And I really do appreciate you took the time to give us the insight. But somebody needs more information. So where can we go to find out more details or follow along as we continue with the masterpiece?
So NEHUS, usually every year, what I like about First Lego League as well is that we invite volunteers externally to come and support the program on the tournament day. So we actually have like 140 volunteers for this year's tournament. And how you can get involved for not only this tournament, but future tournaments as well, is by visiting our website, nehus.gov.tt, or you can email marketing@nehus.gov.tt, or First Lego League TT at nehus.gov.tt as well, where you can get more information. and we'll be happy to address any questions or additional information that you require.
Well, a heartfelt thank you to you both. Of course, Christopher Proud, the Creative Design Lab coordinator, and Mr. Rondell Liverpool, the project officer, joining us this morning to tell us about First Lego League's National Championship happening on April 27th at the National Cycling Velodrome. You can head on down and participate by viewing, learn a thing or two, and help to encourage our youngsters to get into the world of STEM. For now, though, we will be back after these messages on the Now Morning Show with even more for the youngsters and everyone. But we do continue to celebrate Ramadan in this season, and with our break, we will give you another Ramadan greeting.